question.
We do it live.
We'll answer his question.
AJ's question. When show? Oh, now show. Now show. So
nice.
we are here. GM. Yeah, we were just saying we're a little off kilter because I don't know. You come back from a holiday and everything just feels off. And I've had a couple of weird things that have happened this morning with my phone doing weird things and I don't know. I hit something and all of a sudden it was in dark mode and I'm like, I did not turn that on. Why are you in dark mode? Anyway, we're gonna have fun though. We're gonna have fun today. We've got a bunch of stuff to talk about. There's been some really good discussions on the timeline. It's also starting to look a little bit like Christmas. So we've got it is December 1st. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So here we are. And so we're gonna jump into a few things there, give you some previews of some things happening. And so I'm excited to jump into it. I am retweeting and recasting right now. So if you are on either Twitter or Farcaster, please recast, retweet, tell people that you're watching. If you're watching in the mini app, share it. And let's get into it. So we'll be back on the other side of this 40 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nanish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Monday, December 1st, and you are here with Nanish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes-ish of Farcaster news to start your day. I'm going to say ish, but I mean, I think it'll be, I don't know. We'll see. I make no promises. Adrian, how was your long holiday weekend and your Thanksgiving, and how'd your turkey turn out? You were doing a lot of cooking.
It was so good. I Martha Stewarted last week.
And full on.
Yes.
Full on.
And everything was fantastic. Spent tons of family time. The food came out really good. I introduced a bunch of new recipes to a very traditional family. Family does not like new things. They like tradition. I snuck in some new things. And everything went really well.
How'd they go over? How'd the new things go over? Early? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. How many people did you have for dinner?
16.
That's pretty big. Okay.
Yeah.
Me, my mom, and my son went to a restaurant. So it was nice and easy.
How was yours?
No cleanup. It was fantastic. We just went to a restaurant. It was great. Which is the way I like it. I don't want to cook, clean, none of that. So I do have a couple quick things to unbox. And I was going to do a separate stream, but I think I'm just going to do them right here because I see a couple people in the audience who might appreciate this. So I got this little thing showed up from, this is going to be from Minted Merch.
Minted Merch.
So, and I forgot I ordered this. And I was like, oh yeah, I think I did order this. Because when we had Deploy Run, I realized I did not have a banker hat. So I got my banker hat now.
Fix that.
Minted Merch.
Where do you store all your hats?
Honestly, hold on.
Actually, I want to ask.
Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can actually just flip the camera real quick. Will it show? Oh, no, it doesn't show. I have this pile. Literally have this pile of hats just sitting right next to where my setup is. So,
I am getting very close to a 1 in, 1 out rule.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit much, but this is just my crypto hats, things I might want to wear on camera. I have probably 100 more that are in my closet that are non-crypto or things I don't like. I'm not just going to throw on, like, that are different. 90. I wear hats a lot though. Like, I pretty much all the time. Like, I'm rarely not wearing.
You live in a sunny state.
I live in a hat. I wear a hat. I wear baseball hats all the time. My usual go-to is this one. I wear this one a lot. I wear my Cryptodes one a lot. Like, those two are my usuals. And I also have one that has just a little flamingo on it that I wear a lot. So yeah, I wear a lot of hats. Oh, I see. Hold on. Let me see if I have it that handy. I was looking for my Crypto Sapiens one because I see our friend there saying hats are my happy place. I know it's over in this pile somewhere, but I can't quite get a hand on it right at this minute. But it's somewhere in that pile is my on-chain creator hat, which is fantastic. But it's kind of hiding down there somewhere. I have one more thing I have to open. I don't know if is Mika in our audience yet? Might be. Oh. So this was from, I got a gifter. Whoops, it's really not doing well here on camera, but a gifter box, and I'm very excited. There we go. Now you can see it. This is a Namaste Joe. I hadn't opened it yet, so I hadn't seen which one. And oh, yay, look at this. Little handstand one. Handstand.
That's called a crow. That's called a crow pose. Prof.
Crow. Okay, thank you. I forgot. Haven't done one of those in a very long time.
I can't do those.
Once upon a time, I used to do a lot of yoga and I almost became an instructor. Oh. This is 20 something years ago. So it's been a minute.
That's why you're so unflappable.
Not exactly, but yeah. Very
did you hear us?
Very flexible person. I did hear us
talking about you. Yeah.
So there was a little part, if you guys listened to the Dev Connect that Adrian did with Will, Lamone, and Debbie, and you really should. It was great, but there was a little bit in the beginning that we edited out that they were talking about me.
Oh, good thing. We didn't even know. I didn't know they had started recording, so it was just us, like, off stage, just chatting, and I was
because you said, you said I'm just the sidekick or something like that, and that's how you got into it. You're like, I don't usually do this.
I said, I'm the sidekick. Prof does the show, but I will take good care of people today. And Will said you are unflappable. He wasn't sure if that was the right word that he was trying to come up with.
Yeah, I get where he was going. I can roll with it. I like what he said. Are you? Has she ever done improv? And I was like, no, I haven't, but I get it. Yeah.
I think the way you talk about things that happen on Farcaster, because there's like, it's like there's good things. Not everything is rosy. There's bad things. There's controversy. People have opinions, and you have a good way of kind of covering things and not getting too emotionally attached, I think.
Okay.
Or just
I get opinions. I guess most of my emotional attachment happens off screen.
Yeah. My God.
You hear it after show.
After show's different. It's emotional regulation. We respect.
Yeah. I love that. We love Adrian. Yes, we do. And you got
that's see, because, listen, I joke about being a sidekick.
Did you see Humpty?
Literally in a passing, we gave each other hugs, said hello, and that we didn't really hang out. But
yeah, no joking about that. I mean, she's not really a sidekick, believe me. You have no idea. She does so much. It's crazy. Just because I do a lot of the talking doesn't mean anything. All right. And my mother does not appreciate it that I don't let you talk enough. All right, let's jump in because we have some funny things to start with. This was unreal. So if you missed this yesterday, this is not Farcaster related, but it kind of is because there's a lot of chat about it on Farcaster. Brian Johnson tripped on mushrooms and live streamed it. And Grimes was DJing for a bit, like just insanity. But when I jumped on, because I forgot about it, and then I was like, oh, I got to go see what's going on. There was over 600,000 people watching on Twitter. Like craziness. There was 2.6 thousand on YouTube and like 640 on Instagram, which I thought was just funny. Like the difference in, like, you can tell where his audience is. Audience is clearly on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was interesting, but it was so crazy. to see that. And then I loved this from Matthew, Me and Who, with Crimes and Ryan streaming. So you had mentioned in a comment, people are crazy. So in this, let me see if I can find it. I think it was right in here, wasn't it? Where did you say this? I can't remember where it was. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Should we take mushrooms? Should we take mushrooms on stream? And everyone had thoughts for GM Farcaster. To be clear, we did not.
We are
neither
not.
one of
We
us,
will not.
We are not tripping. Just letting you know. But it was really funny. The responses were hilarious. 1010 would watch Cassie's. Just remember some basic rules. Fire is hot. Cars are real. If you think you can fly, start from the ground up. Good. I mean, good tips.
Good
Great
rules.
tips. Great rules. Yeah. And then the dude, can I come and trip sit? You guys, if you're really going to be taking mushrooms. Willing to dox myself on stream for this, which I thought was hilarious. This is never going to happen. However, we did have that discussion with the dude that for episode 420, we'll like to invite some guests to feel free to join us on stream. They can be tripping and stoned and whatever. And we will be
I'm so here for that.
Happy to sit them.
That needs to be an in-person
I think that would be hilarious.
We'll have to.
Yeah.
Can we?
And let's get Moon Poppy to DJ or something. Or
Farcon Rome. Can we get to 420 and time it to Farcon Rome?
We cannot. I've done the math. It's not going to happen.
All right. Never mind.
It's like sometime next year, this time. Like it's around it's sometime in the fall, if I've done the math correctly. So yeah, I don't think so. Should be on April 20th.
DevCon Mumbai.
That would be ideal. It's impossible at this point. I don't think we could do it. We need another 105 episodes from now to. It would be a big push. So probably not. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But we'll make sure we do something with that. Except don't expect us to be the ones who are tripping. That's never happened. All right, let's move into some Farcaster news. 29 seconds of Farcaster. What did you miss this weekend from our friend Brad Q? Important reflections from V. Are we sufficiently decentralized yet? We're going to talk about that in just a minute. Have you noticed that TYSM and its community are on the rise? A nomadic frame is #1 on the new Quotient leaderboard, and the mini app is on the rise. I don't know a ton, but it's becoming popular with what I call the middle class of Farcaster. Great FCers that aren't the big OG accounts. I've noticed Hank Moody, Millie Boo are strong community members. I've seen that popping around as well. It's been 12 years since the Ethereum white paper. DTSO shared the milestone and white paper. Thank you, Vitalik and friends, for that. We appreciate you. Seems worth noting that Humpty, who's in the audience there, and now Asha are working on building the Crypto Sapiens in a home for on-chain creators. So cool to see what's happening with expansion there. And it was a little bit of a quiet weekend. So we do have a few things to chat about. This from V. Thanks for all the responses. Here's the best list I have so far. This is he had put a call out how many full Farcaster clients have been built so far. And then he said off the top of my head and listed, and he did a little adjustment to this. Active, Recaster, HeroCast, Firefly, Yup, Degen, Base, Zapper, Uno, Kira, Tunecaster. I don't even know what Tunecaster is. Never heard of that one. Inactive, Supercast, Nook, Jam, Discov, Wildcard, and Butterfly. Butterfly was that one that was very like image focused, if I remember correctly. So this is what are the full clients, and we're actually going to have Seb from Zapper on Wednesday. So, and we do need to get Asik back as well to talk about the Degen app. So yeah, more expansion. And I know Uno's been doing a lot of work. I've been seeing them ramping up a lot. So we should see some new stuff from them soon, or maybe they'll go broader. Cure has been doing a ton of work in way that they're approaching things. So lots of cool stuff happening with the other clients. So this was a fantastic post from V. Are we sufficiently decentralized yet? Which I immediately tagged you in as soon as I saw it. I was like, Adrian, it's calling you. So I'm going to read a little bit of it. About 4 years ago, I wrote that a social network can claim to be sufficiently decentralized only if two users can find each other and communicate, even if the rest of the network wants to prevent it. A lot has changed since, and I thought it would be useful to reflect on how much progress we've made against this goal and what's still left to be done. So this is incredibly long and thorough and very interesting, but it's very long. So luckily, we have Nanar, who did a fabulous summary of this. This swim said to Nanar, can you do a TLDR summary on this thread? And it did. And here's the TLDR. V checks whether Farcaster is sufficiently decentralized and lays out 3 checkpoints: permissionless design, identities on chain, charge storage to curb spam, strong data consensus. Snapchain's proof of authority is a centralizing trade-off they plan to dilute by expanding validators and light governance. 2, client diversity. Farcaster client fell from 99% to 70%. Goal is no majority client to avoid protocol capture. We're investing in the flagship app to keep play fair while diversity grows. 3, scale. Getting millions of users is the hard part. Mini apps helped. AI will be hard to beat by startups. Crypto speculation is the most likely wedge. And a lot, if you dive in here, really a great, thorough discussion of this topic that led to others with some really interesting combos. This is from Frypan. Again, very long. But I appreciate we finally get a reflection on these topics after a long time, V. I consider myself part of this and I care for it. My POV, for what it's worth, below. I hate how Farcaster does not have clear meaning these days, and I can't articulate what I feel part of, so I'll go with it. Interesting. And then went into a discussion of decentralization, et cetera, and what that means, and on identity. And there's a lot of really good discussion here, but again, very long. So Adrian, your thoughts on, I was dying to talk to you about this because I know this was something you had just commented on, like we just talked about it last week. So what are your thoughts on what V had to say? What jumped out at you? What should people make sure they don't miss?
I'm so happy. I was so happy to see V's thread. And because I've said before, I keep going back to this blog post you wrote, what did he say, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
And kind of using it. And he doesn't really talk so much about what decentralization means or what their vision is. A few times I've, and I'll keep pointing back to well, if this is the definition, because people get upset at Merkle.
Right.
For doing things. And I'm like, but they never promised they would do a certain way. Right. So I kind of point back on unless they break this promise that was in V's first blog post, I can't really get mad at them because this is, in terms of in terms of 2 users wanting to communicate if the rest of the network wants to prevent it. That's all the promise was. At some point I did ask Dan, I was like, is this still your definition? Because I point back because they're pretty quiet about it. So I was just happy to see him writing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so thoughtfully.
Transparency is important. Yeah, I think transparency is important. It was good to see everyone else kind of follow on. I mean, this is the beauty of social media, I guess, is you can publicly share thoughts. People can respond. Vrypan's been he's been building and active in Farcaster for a long time, but he's also been a critic vocally and respectfully. And I really respect his point of views. What I wish though, is I wish I could have a panel discussion. I want live discussions with people. I mean, it's a
good idea.
Yeah. Cause I want to pull certain threads and react faster. I mean, like I could do it on the feed, but there were things that V
Yeah.
said I wish I could hear more. And then I also wish V would engage a little more and have more conversation because it was a little broadcasty.
Yeah. It feels like there was conversation, but it wasn't necessarily. There was a couple times where we responded to things, but a lot of the conversation was happening between other people. It felt like so, yeah. Or like on other casts like Fry Pans. So yeah, I agree.
And I want to talk to Vripan a little bit more because he's like, well, we haven't reached it, right? So I want to talk to the people who say we have not reached it, because at Dev Connect, I sat with Horse Facts and I said, look, I always go back to saying, if I had no access to Farcaster, no access to Base App, let's say every single client out there kicked me off.
Yeah.
And I do not have access to Nanar, like nothing. Every web client is not letting me on Farcaster, but I have my FID, I have my seed phrase because I have my wallet, which is where my identity is attached. How do I post a message to Farcaster? And again, let's say 2 users. It doesn't need to be shown on any clients, but let's say I want to communicate from FID 5818 to FID 46 something.
4167.
4167. How would I actually do that? Because that's all the promise was. Like, to me, the promise was you own your identity. So no one can take your identity away unless they steal your seed phrase, right? So you own your identity and you can communicate to one other person, and that's it. So it's like, Horse Facts did show me how to do that in TypeScript or whatever. Like if I have an IDE, if I can write code, if I have internet connection, I know how to write code and I have my seed phrase, can I do this? And he showed me how, and I was like, okay, then I'm satisfied. I can do it.
That it can happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Like even if every client wants not to, that I could still post to it. So when people say, well, it's not decentralized enough, there's only 2 people control, like, what does that mean? And it made me think a little bit about like just the stages of decentralization. So something can kind of look decentralized, but how resistant is it? So like people talk about Ethereum as being kind of max decentralized. There's other blockchains that are decentralized, but not as much, and what that means. And I don't know the answer. And my hunch is it because then people can fork Snapchain and then kick me off or do something. I'm not totally sure what that means to say it's not. I don't know if that makes it.
No, I do. Yeah.
Because it feels decentralized enough to me. And I think his point too of saying we shouldn't say decentralized, we should talk about censorship resistance.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's different. So yeah, I think there's just a lot of heavy, like big discussion. And it's very, I don't know if esoteric's the right word, but like a lot of this sometimes is just a little bit heavy or heady. So I think when you said a panel discussion, I think that would be amazing. Like, I think that if we could get V interested, like that would be cool. Vripan, other people who have, hey, Vitalik, want to come over here? But other people who maybe have some thoughts on it. Honestly, somebody like Shaw Makes Magic would be interesting because of his experience with Twitter and that kind of, real life actual thing. So I think there's I think it could be a really fascinating discussion. Cassie would be great to chat about this and Equilibrium and what's going on there. And so I think there's a few other people. Somebody mentioned XMTP. Maybe if they implemented XMTP, like maybe Shane. So anyway, I think that's a really good idea. See if we can maybe make that happen. It'd be cool.
Oh,
I don't know, V. It's all up to you. It's all up to you, V. We need you. You're the key. You're the key.
And to be fair, right? Because it's interesting, like, because there's nuance. And even from the original blog post, it wasn't, hey, Farcaster is going to be max decentralized. It was always sufficiently. So
always sufficiently.
What does that mean?
Not
and
fully,
how do you define
not
it?
Total. Right. Yeah.
So what does that mean? And how do you define it and why it matters? And I have to give them credit because they talk about product-led protocol.
Yeah. I mean, this is interesting from, nothing is truly decentralized unless it's happening on chain and off AWS. And we've seen this every time Cloudflare goes down or there's some big outage in AWS that so many crypto things go down. And that's just, I think, where we are right now.
Right. And when you say on
But you're
chain,
right.
what does that mean? Which chain?
Right.
Is every chain
Right.
truly decentralized? Right. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
the answer.
Great points. Great points. And then all the discussion about trustlessness and privacy that's happening. I think there's a lot of that that's sort of all wrapped up together that could make for very interesting discussions. So,
Yeah.
all right. Something to think
and then the
about.
concept of product-led protocol, which is like you
Yeah.
don't over-index on the protocol part and keeping things open for max standardization when you haven't figured out product market fit. So it's like you kind
Yeah.
of do product and build the protocol as you go, and that has upset certain people who are kind of protocol first minded. I
Yeah.
think.
And that was the whole thing with the Warpcast versus Farcaster. And should we have a separate name for the client versus the protocol? And so all of that is true, you know, like all great points, but also there's some practicality involved where,
Yeah.
you know, that just didn't work.
Did you pull the casts that talk about open sourcing?
Oh, I didn't.
Because that was
I didn't.
also
Yeah.
and just kind of about kind of like building trust
Yeah.
within community and kind of promises made, promises not yet fulfilled, and reasons why. But because the reason I bring up the product led protocol is like when I'm like, why isn't V getting on our panel and why isn't he coming on our show and talking about this? It's because he's also the CTO of trying to build a always on, highly robust, usable consumer app. So my guess is like they're busy doing engineering things and not as busy wanting to kind of talk, but also
Dan's the yapper. V tends to be the
mhm.
busy in the code, you know, so heads down. And that tends to be the situation. But I'd love to, for this particular topic, I think it would be great to have his perspective because he's been the one sort of more writing about that aspect of it and
Not
get
for the
more into the
mercenaries.
technical weeds. Yeah.
Mercenaries, not for
Yeah.
them. They don't care.
Yeah.
But
They don't care. They don't care.
there's,
Well,
there's
I
a lot of
thought,
people
you know, it was
doing-
interesting when you were talking about the DevConnect booth last week, when we talked about, we kind of recapped your experience at DevConnect on Friday show or Monday show. We didn't have a show Friday. What am I talking about? But you mentioned that was the location where the decentralized aspects actually mattered. Like you finally had the audience that actually cared about that part of it, where like you could talk about that and it was like, oh, that's interesting. You know, that is actually interesting. That is actually a feature that's important to me. But beyond that particular audience, you probably it's harder to sell, and that's why this is when you get to number 3 in that discussion of we need to bring millions in. That's where it starts to not matter as much, right? Because if you don't have the people, it doesn't matter how decentralized you are. So I don't know. Another part of that discussion, or part of what we had been talking about also was is sort of part of this whole thing was in general about the history of Farcaster and like where we've come from and this and that. And he was talking about frames, aka mini apps, and how that helped explode growth. And people kind of pushed back and said, whoa, what about degen? So V had said Jacek and degen definitely played a big part. The broader point is that even degen had a path dependency on a bunch of unique crypto social features on Farcaster, channels, verified wallets, etc. So there, Jacek had responded back, kind of gave a little bit of degen's story, which is interesting. TLDR was degen's breakout is also Farcaster's, the community energy and the open social graph made the major token inevitable. If not degen, then something else. Early degen airdrops mattered because they sparked virality and behavior loops, and degen app aims to retap into that loop in a different way. So, and then talking about building the Farcaster client. So I think that to me is a little bit related to sort of all the discussions we've been having recently about Farcaster. Like, where do we go from here? How do we tap in? How do you bring more people in? And, we can talk about Frames was a big moment for the devs. It wasn't necessarily
my
for
background?
the rest. Yeah. Yeah. There's Frames Friday. Yeah. Frames Friday hackathon. It was huge for the devs. That is a very small group of people. It was not the reason most of the users who came in that moment came in. They didn't know any, there were there some devs who maybe got excited and came in because of that. I'm sure there were, but that wasn't it. It was DGen. It was the speculative, as much as we don't want to admit it, and as much as we don't want to say that the focus on tokens and wallet and trading is what may bring in those millions, like we know that it probably is, because speculation gets people's attention. So
and if you remember back then, like how many people were hating on the people coming from for DGen?
Hating.
It was like, get out of our app. We don't want you.
Yeah, there was a lot of pushback. Yeah.
Some rightful, right? Some warranted. And then also, how many other people did it bring?
Who were great community members and who are still here, who came for DGen, stuck around. Hi, yes to crypto. So many. So many, and they're been incredible. So glad they're here. So we can't hate on that at all. Like it was a huge moment. The two things collided at the same time, but clearly the bulk of the users that came in because of DGen, because it got their attention of like, wait, what? These people made just how much money from an airdrop? Like that got people's attention. And then the tipping aspect. It was a lot. It was significant. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I did not catch out at the right time, and we don't even want to talk about that. There's I've got a lot of regrets today. Infinite regret. Yeah. So anyway, you jumped right before DGen drop. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. That's great. All right, let's.
I think I just get. I'm gonna my last cranky Monday thing is I'm just gonna say I get really annoyed at anyone trying to pinpoint like the one thing that made Farcaster grow or didn't grow, or if only, like, and it's such lazy thinking. Like you're in a complex system, and everybody tries to kind of bring this one angle, and one, that's not how systems work, and two, there's no way to prove it, and three, you're lazy and wrong.
There you go. Humpty just said, whatever, you got the Pudgy airdrop prop. Yeah, but I had to buy a whole bunch of little Pudgies to get it, and it was nowhere near the DGen airdrop. Not even close, by the way, in terms of value. So there you go. All right, moving on. Got a bunch more things to talk about. I knew this wasn't going to be short. That was probably our biggest chat, but this was funny from Horsefacts. By year 3 on Farcaster, you should have 37 followers, 21 ETH, 90,000 coins in your warplet, one feature request you monomaniacally believe will fix everything.
Trending feed.
Trending feed.
Me.
Trending actually. I have that one. So I was like, yep, this tracks except for that 21 ETH. I don't know where that is. But definitely have the 90,000 coins in my warplet. Like, it's insane. But yes, that one feature request. I asked everyone, and what do you think my feature request is? And a couple of people were wrong, but most people who watch the show knew trending feed. It's the one. By the way, V had a nice little Thanksgiving shout out. Happy Thanksgiving. Great for all the people who have chosen to spend their time casting and building here over the last 5 years. Farcaster wouldn't be what it is without you. And then I did share our, I don't know if you saw this one. This is the one I did. That's me, you, V, and DWR. Do you see yourself?
I do, and I didn't realize you added me, like you tagged me. Yes. I thought somehow the algo just like remembered, and I was like, "Oh, yes, I am imprinted on your forehead."
Isn't that wild?
Creepy.
Yeah.
And
and the eyes too. If you look at the eyes.
Oh, they're fox eyes.
Yeah, they're nice. They're the fox eyes. So that was really funny. But I did love this Tri-Emerge one. It was really fun. The balloons were very fun. Macy's Parade balloon, Tri-Emerge. So very cool. But yeah, I thought that was so funny. I was like, wait, I zoomed in. I'm like, wait, I'm like, where's Adrian? And then I zoom in. I'm like, Hannibal. What happened here?
Hannibal.
That was wild. Speaking of, I loved this from Cassie. Make Farcaster social again. The upside down, very creative. Arch, love that. This from Shara. Purple pills are a controlled substance. Side effects include wow wow. Ask your dev if purple is right for you, which I just thought was funny. This is a controlled substance. Dispensing to normies may result in lengthy conversations. I believe this was her warning pre-Thanksgiving. Do not operate Web 2 platforms while wearing. You may feel the urge to leave. If someone asks, what's that? You are now legally required to explain Farcaster. So be careful who you use that. Who you use it around. This from Wake. Years from now, looking back, Farcaster may end up a footnote in the history of the product that spawned here, but found success outside the crash. Maybe it's Clanker, maybe one of Clanker's children like Bracky or Sky Castle or the Haberdashery, if they expand their respective missions. Farcaster was a great idea. Its legacy could be its children. That's what I'm looking for, at least. And I thought that was an interesting framing. I still think the most valuable aspect of Farcaster is that it is essentially an incubator. And I think that that's the thing that I've been a little concerned might get lost in sort of this new meta. Meta is probably not the right word, but I'm going to just use that for shorthand. All right, a few more things that I have to just pull up right now. Couple more quick things from the builders and from base. Let me see if I can get this actually working. Too many links. Well, let me pull this up while I'm waiting to get those other ones up. Art Basel is this week, which I feel like it came out of nowhere, but also I feel like nobody's really doing anything except for a few. I've seen some artists that are actually going to be at the actual Art Basel, like Beeple and Tyler Hobbs, and which is very cool. There's a whole 010 part of Art Basel this next weekend, and that's really cool to see that like NFTs are going to get a little bit of respect, digital art, a little bit more respect at the official Art Basel. But there's usually a ton of events going on, and there's not a lot going on. So I'm going to be there Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to try and do a little happy hour, I think, on Thursday before the Pudgy Penguins event, which is at 6. So if you're going to be in Miami this week, if you're going to be around on Thursday, respond on this cast from Mike Good so we can make sure we loop you in on the plans as soon as we have some. It's weird because the past 2 years I have had major events to like plan and pull off, and this year I don't, and it's kind of nice, but also I'm like, where is everybody? So I know Boys Club is doing something with Stellar. They're doing a brunch on Thursday, which I don't know if I've even been approved for yet. I should probably reach out to somebody. And then there's like a few other small things going on, but I have not seen much. So Pudgy Penguins on Thursday night. So I'll be there. The base team, on the other hand, is in New York. So I was looking to see if or the base app team, I should say. Because I was thinking that they were going to do something. I heard they were going to do something with Boys Club, I thought, at Art Basel, but I haven't seen anything about that. So I don't know if that got pivoted because of this or if there's still something happening. But if anybody knows, let me know. I'm looking quick in the chat if anybody knows what's going on. And so the base team is in New York. They are doing a Surge Week. This is something that they do on occasion. Waiting for this link to come up. Where they'll go for a week and just really do an in-person big push because they're trying to, progress to a certain point, make sure things are, get the next upgrade in, et cetera. And I think there's this December 17th event or something that's happening with Coinbase. So I think that's what's driving this particular surge. And maybe that shifted what they're doing in Art Basel. So this is from Aneri. The base team is on recharge for the next week. This was before, but I think she shared this also because now they're going to be busy this week. Since we'll be out of compiled 50 plus most common questions, you can check this out. So I think she reposted this because they were going to be away this week. But if you need other info, it's right there. And I thought that was cool, as well as Jesse's Jesse XBT can be helpful as well if you can't reach them because they're in surge mode and they're in New York. And Jesse also had posted a video, which nothing is loading for me right now. Hello. Posted a video. I'm not going to share it, but go give it a watch. It's pretty quick, where he's talking about what they're doing in New York and all the things they're working on to make the app even better, bring in more folks. So looking forward to seeing what comes from that. And I think based on that video and based on what they're doing this week and based on this December 17th timeline, there was speculation that it was a base token. It's not. Like, stop. It's not. It's definitely not. He said next year. It's not. What I think it is, though, is it might be the base app being open to public if they get it where they want it to be. So that's what I think is happening there. So that's my guess of what the 17th is, along with a bunch of other things that are unrelated to the base app, but related to Coinbase. So that's what I think is happening. All right, moving on. This was funny. Me explaining Morplet Mania to my family on Thanksgiving. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that. How?
Where do you even start?
Where do you even start? And then I went on a podcast. Yes, there's a morning show where they just talk about things like this. Yes, there is. And then, I mean, just utter insanity. And I think there's something, maybe it's coming this week. There was something teased last week with Burtwurst. I'm still waiting. I think there's pets coming. Pets for the Warplets. Then there was this.
Oh, can we shout out Oxbid, by the way? I can't text her back because we were. I don't know if you were here a few minutes ago. We were just talking about base app in NYC this week.
Yeah,
and Oxbid, I'm going to DM you. I want to try to meet up.
You should do that. They're going to coordinate live on screen.
What are you doing Thursday?
What are you doing Thursday? That's funny. I forgot. Yeah, you can go in and see everybody. That's not fair. Yeah, we were just talking about y'all. We know you're working hard for us.
Okay, it's happening.
It's happening. Okay, good. Glad you got that figured out.
Good, because Aneri and Dilsek left me on red. So my girl Oxbid's got to come through.
That's so funny. All right. Well, everyone gets to see Adrian this week. Who's at the base surge. This from Moon Poppy. Final Thanksgiving Moonad app update. Claim links to Purple Rain on MBR. Thankful for demo. Thankful for dem. Shows claim wallet where things are sent. I pulled addresses from a list in Dune and FIDs and Farcaster verified wallets. If things got sent to TBA and you can't do anything with your tokens, that is your punishment for using TBA. I forgot that part. Next up, Redacted. So this was related to Moon Poppy released Moon, a clanker, but this has led to some interesting things. Oh, this isn't coming up for me. Including this fun little game from Horsefax called Moonlander, which might have been one of the most frustrating games I have played, until he started to say, I'm also going to give away a prize to people who crash and who have the best crashes. And I'm like, now I'm in, because I could not land this stupid thing to save my life. So Horsefax went in and made a Moonlander game. You had to, I think you had to be holding Moon, or you got some bonus if you're holding Moon, something like that. I know what it was. If you had a certain amount of Moon, it added your Warplet inside this. So that was really cute. And he just did a bunch of different things to update this. I just thought it was fun to see like these little plays on the moon token and doing these little fun things. And I think Moon Poppy's working on something else as well that goes along
I
with
didn't
this
claim
that
my
will be
moon
releasing
yet.
soon.
You're going to be shocked.
I'm so surprised. You can use the Purple Rain app and it's very easy to claim. One button.
Thank you.
It's very easy. It should be in there.
Is that MVR's app?
Yeah. Yes.
Or
MVR's
MJC? App. I get the three.
No, it's MBR. I think that one's MBR.
Confused
yeah.
sometimes. The
that
three
one's
M's.
MBR. You just search Purple Rain in the app.
Rain. Okay.
The app Explorer. I think it's right. It's probably on the top trending feed anyway, the top 25. So you'll find it there. But go in there, claim, and I would say that to everybody. If you might have this airdrop waiting for you, go check it out. It's been going up.
Oh, he's on, and it's on Monad?
And it's on Monad. Yes.
Oh.
It's on Monad.
Fun.
Yeah. So this is a Monad. Yeah. Monad.
Monad on Monad. Yeah, great.
Exactly. So so this is probably one of the top clankers right now on Monad. It's been popping. It's really fun. Go check it out. This from Flannel Donut. Hey, Clanker, it's time for Stop Mo. Thank you, Clanker. It was so much fun bringing him to life. So this is a stop motion Clanker little animation that is just adorable. And I loved it. So really fun. Just loved seeing this. It was very cute. And $sign Stop Mo. There you go.
Awesome.
So well done, Flannel Donut. What are you doing over there? Why did you change your background?
Because I saw someone comment, maybe it's a base token to reward hub runners.
That's all.
Needed.
I knew there had to be a reason. I knew there had to be a reason.
I'll change it back.
No. Oh no, you can leave it. I just I was confused. I'm like, I think I missed something. This from A-Town, speaking of Monad, I sold my Monad airdrop and did two things with it. Bought a noun. That's why I'm dressed like this today. Bought more Emerge. Check back with me in 3 months to see if I made a good decision. And then, oops, I thought I had his other post about, where is it? Here it is. About the noun. So this is the noun. I love Ethereum. This is from A-Town. There's nothing more ETH than nouns. Tonight, I officially became a nouns holder and won my first auction. Special shout out to Humpty.eth for introducing me to the culture. Keep an eye out. We'll be working on some cool nouns. Try Emerge stuff. Could not be happier. This is very exciting. So congratulations, A-Town. Welcome to the cults. Occasionally we get tattoos. We have tattoo artists at various events, things like that. By the way, nouns have never been more on sale. So
great. Yeah.
Price is very cheap right now. ETH is very cheap right now. Have at it. Great time to buy a noun. So this is fun to see. And then we have some fun Christmas stuff happening already because it's December. Have you checked your email? Have you seen this yet from Cassie? Okay. Cassie famously loves Christmas. Like, this is her favorite holiday, goes all out. This is a really cool little app. Adrian, I don't know why the kids are so into this aesthetic of like mid 90s, maybe early 2000s going on, but they are. This is like the third app recently that I've seen that has something along these lines. And this retro? One it's very retro. This is really fun. It definitely looks better on mobile. So Boot Xmas, it's super cute. And we have this little thing. I understand, season's greetings. And you have a mail viewer. So you go in, here's your mail viewer. You get a welcome. It's very cute. It's very cute. And then you can like save your name, etc. It'll give you that. You reply to this. You can actually reply with your full name and preferred nickname, and it's really cute. So that's all it's doing so far, but it's very cute. We'll see where she's going with this. Not sure, but it's pretty fun. So, in her spare time.
She changed her PFP, so now I don't recognize her.
Changed her PFP. This is her holiday PFP. So there we go. And then also, Jesus commented on my cast. I was helping my mother with putting up her Christmas stuff yesterday. I will more likely do this in a week or so. And he said, putting up my decorations, and I said, any comment on this particular manger scene? Because I don't know if you noticed, but there's a turtle in there, right there.
Mm.
Turtle don't belong there. It has to do with my nephew. Anyway, and he said, I'd say it adds charm, but this is closer to how it really happened. And I just thought that was really funny. So there you go. I liked the 3 wise Sith Lords a leaping. This from Shane Mack. I saw this kind of just last minute, and I thought this was interesting. New career page is up with a note from me. Wanted to be clear on all the reasons not to join XMTP. And I thought this was very interesting. So a note from Shane, our CEO. The greatest mistake I ever made in my career was trying to convince people to join a startup. I'm not here to convince you. In my early days, I oversold. I tried to make the journey look easier than it was. I tried to convince people that going smaller could feel as stable as Microsoft. I tried to make ownership sound exciting without fully preparing people for the weight of it. The kind of ownership that changes how you show up every single day. On one hand, it's the most empowering thing you will ever feel. On the other hand, it's hard, really hard. As I sit here almost 5 years in, thinking about the next 20, I'm more excited than I've ever been about what we're building and why. And the only thing that matters to me now is finding people who deeply and genuinely believe in this mission too. I don't want you to work here because you want to work with me. I don't want you to work here because you want to try a startup. I don't want you to work here because small sounds refreshing after years at a big company. And I just thought that was incredibly smart.
Yeah.
Incredibly smart to do something like that. So, yeah. So,
agreed.
Just wanted to share that. But you should definitely look, if you're looking for a job, you should go look at them, because I do think they're doing some cool stuff.
What if you also want to work with Shane and just also want to try a startup because you're burnt out of big companies? Is that okay?
If you want to do those things, but also,
that can't be the reason.
Just know it's going to be harder than you think. This from that Alex Palmer. Congrats, Pugson. Make that thing better, please. Design engineer at Base, previously at Family, Ave, and at Rainbow. So wait, is Pugson really going to Base? I was confused by this. Is he really? Congratulations. Yeah. That's incredible. I wasn't positive if that was a joke or if it was really happening.
He was teasing. You saw a few weeks ago, he's like, oh my God, I'm going to work on yet another crypto wallet.
It didn't occur to me that that was the wallet.
Yes.
Like for some reason, I didn't connect those dots. I was like, that's why I wasn't sure if he was really doing that, but very cool. So that's fun to see. Still don't know what he did for Farcaster. Do we know yet? He did some project.
I mean, I know he was doing some design stuff, and I know he was shipping a few things because he accidentally removed the reply button or the cast button. Do you remember this?
No, I knew something happened.
It was the cast button on the mobile app disappeared. So all of a sudden,
I remember that.
Literally no one could cast. So you had to go into the web app or TBA or somewhere else to cast. And he's like, hang on, I'm rolling something back. Sorry, guys.
I remember seeing that. I don't think I saw when it went away. I think I just missed that. I just wasn't on at that point, or it was on web or something. And I saw him say something about rolling something back, but I never saw what he actually did. So that was the part
I don't know if this is, he designed the candlestick view of tokens.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool. I love the candlestick view of the tokens. I did not know that. I was wondering. All right, cool. This is fun. Hey, GM Naynar, I want you to make a quick summary of all the posts from my network related to DevConnect. Let me put this back. Related to DevConnect in Buenos Aires in the past 2 weeks, and identify people who were there and I may or may not have met, but our interests clearly align, and that I should reach out to as missed connection. Very, very creative use of Naynar. So that was very good. And you got tagged in this. So very cool.
Yeah. Naynar knows what's up.
Naynar is becoming more and more incredibly useful. So I'm really appreciating Naynar AI, I should say, and how good it is. And sometimes I just use it in the mini app. Like I don't want, I'm asking about trending casts or something like that. And sometimes it's not great with that, but I still haven't quite got the thing that I think works for that. But it's still useful information. So
I'm talking to Naynar team about upgrading Warpy.
Oh, cool.
So
very cool.
Nothing to share yet, but
Warpy's been pretty good.
That Warpy.
You think he's going to get better?
Warpy may get better.
All right. Amazing. And then one last thing from our friend Bert. Official smell ranking of this season's Humankind candles. Spoiler alert. They were all incredible. Thank you, Samantha, for making my house smell amazing year round. I just thought this was so funny to watch him doing
Don't eat them, Bert.
He's totally he's just smelling them.
Yeah, okay.
And then he went through each one. I mean, hire Bert for your brand deals.
Seriously.
People. Like, he's phenomenal.
He's so cute.
He's so cute. And it was the tongue count, by the way. It's the tongue count. It's a number of times that his tongue, oops, let me go like that. Oh, nope, too big. Too big. The number of times his tongue comes out for each scent was how it was categorized and checked. So there you go. So adorable. And with that, so go get yourself a Humankind candle and thank Bert for that. All right.
Available.
Bert's available for your brand deals. Please reach out. All right. Anything else? Did I miss anything?
I think we covered the news.
We covered the news. And for going back to Moon Poppy's moon token, just a reminder that yes, you can clank on Monad using Clanker. Clanker.world for more info on that. And there are a few out there that are still hanging around, but if you have a good idea, go do it. Go clank. Also, I don't know if I should say this. I'm going to do some, I guess I will. I'm going to do some adjusting of my Clanker token, my creator coin that was on Clanker, because retake, and nothing against retake, but when I launched it, it was because of retake, and I don't have a lot of control over it or a lot of supply of it. So I think I just saw Afrochicks did that, I think last week, where she relaunched hers and then sent it to those. So I'm probably going to do something like that fairly soon. And I want to start using Den because it's very cool, but I want to play around with it a little bit. They do have a token gated option and stuff like that. So gonna do some things there with that and start doing just some casual streams. I play around with Vibe Market a little bit. So I've had a few things that I've been playing around with. Haven't really had time to fully flesh them out yet, but I'm going to try and ramp them up maybe by tomorrow. Cool. So just thought I'd throw that out there. There might be another stream tomorrow. It'll be short. It'll just be fun. And I now see Mika Doe in the chat. So I did do a little unboxing, and thank you, Mika, for my Namaste Joe. I appreciate it. It's very cute. All right. Anything else, Adrienne?
Well, Wednesday? Should we do morning announcements? Okay,
Yes.
so save the date Wednesday. We have Seb, who's the founder of Zapper, coming on. So Zapper is another Farcaster client. I think has a little bit more of a trading focus, so kind of social trading app. They've had an app, or I guess they have a web like a desktop version website. I've been on their test flight for a while. I think they are finally approved for the Android App Store, the Apple App Store. Like, I think they are launching a new app on Wednesday. So pretty sure we're getting him on launch day, which will be super exciting.
Ooh, I didn't realize it was launch day for that. Oh, cool.
I am.
Very cool. Here it is.
If I read the casts correctly, it's launching on Wednesday. So he'll be here Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern.
And there he is.
Very cool. 8:30 after our news segment.
I will say it does have a nice layout for tracking tokens. I do. There's definite aspects of it that if you are a trader, you're probably going to really appreciate. So yeah, very cool.
And it's good for client diversity.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a different way to look at the information. I find that, and the algos are always different, and I do find that's useful to jump around a little bit and see what you're missing, because I do find something's missing. Do you do shows between Christmas and New Year's? Horsefax is coming to visit. That's exciting. Why, yes, we do. We usually do. We actually have done a show on New Year's Day. I don't know if we will this year. We'll see.
Yes.
I don't know what day it's on. So, but we have done things like that.
New Year's is a Thursday.
Yeah, so maybe
we don't stick to a strict schedule over the holidays, but
yeah, we kind of just see, because sometimes she might be traveling. I'll just be here, but I might be traveling a little bit before the holidays, not really during. So we'll figure it out. That's like way ahead. You're thinking way ahead, Bert. That is like 3 to 4 weeks from now. Like, I can't even. My tree's not up. I got nothing done in this house. Like, nothing. And yeah, I haven't figured out any of that yet. So, but we will. Uncle Horse is coming to visit. It's very exciting. All right. Anything else?
Uncle Horse has never been a guest on GM Farcaster.
He has never been a guest. We should have him with Bert. Maybe have him both on.
Not for lack of inviting him. Let's just put that out there.
We'd like to have Uncle Horse on anytime.
Yes.
Anytime. Maybe we change that. All right, Bert, we get on it.
Yeah.
I think I would love to have you on with Uncle Horse. I think that would be fantastic. All righty. Speaking of dogs, he's been very quiet today, which has been nice. Although he's been waking me up very early. All right. I think that's it. Thank you all. It's been fabulous. We will be back Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern for that one. Seb will be joining us from Zapper at 9 a.m. Eastern. So we will see you all then. I will then be heading to Miami for a couple days. So if you are going to be in Miami on Thursday and you are hearing this, like, make a comment on that cast that I showed earlier from Mike Good and let us know that you are going to be here, because we're going to put together some kind of little happy hour or something, and would love to see you. I'll recast that cast, but look for it from me or from Mike Good, and we'd love to see you in Miami. And with that, Adrian, we're going to call it. Have a great day, everybody. We will see you Wednesday. And until then, bye-bye. Thanks for joining us for this episode of GM Farcaster. And thank you to all our partners and HyperSub supporters bringing this episode to you. Follow the GM Farcaster channel for all the latest updates, and add our mini app on Farcaster and the base app. Until next time, bye-bye.